Hi, thank you for having me. The queue, no paths clean, nothing to better. At the track had a shape, had a bag opened, a searched ticket seemed to the finger pulse a sorriness, just nearly taking them to the frontier is where that action happened. Yes, the back streets, nothing to better for the world is rest and talk. You are clapping, but really just treading ground under this self-servicing sun. So what was the game again? Was it sorting and weighing out the wish for a hold to be held in like a hand cusped and ready and rocking? We stole slices from our glasses and ran with them, the idea, the go-between season, just in time, just a part of a turn toward a time when we meet beside ourselves and rest became butter hooks with a straw, flour, whites, arson. That was actually written for a cricket anthology. There is a link, but it's a long story. The floor was actually the strongest, most proud, better responsive to change. It got hooked on the ways of progress, and it followed the progression, and it laid itself there before it, and those that sat upon it knew of the exit, a transport to unhurry and attend to the crowd, their reserves. In all of the boxes there were states of suppleness, some more or less rigid, bewitched by the crisp of the straight. Others came blurred, brought sticks and were swift, and within sight of the bridge they crumbled, scuttled down each side of the frame that places cities, posturing and structured as towers collapsed in upon selves that were at least nearly cities, flexing colour fires when pushed out bodies to stretch. Pleasure taught us out, you know, never filtered the chaos of sitting still beside another, a house line, a leftover bee stain on the last corner stand. Yarn of social lust, you hover, cup and clasp your destitute breach of the instinctive solitude, all closer, huddle, clammy and crumbed. This is called community engagement. The pointlessness of a pen has never felt more miniature, writing beside every dawn when really the act of breakfast was enough shared. Curled at captions that slit by the sweetest of notes, slow to hear viability. Wasn't that who said experiments was good to be you and think for you? Stutters of pieces in a weight, could it appease or hover now that writing didn't make it to your watch? And gutting just as forage full my gut or gather often the pace this digestive gaze through is complacent with what you knew to get further at the action, to crack the place and plate of a curve in on what wastes say. Noise is sour and touch away past, so what? They will always be cutting off the lever my forked tongue. So I'm going to read you, this to know. It's hard to see, you get the light right at it. It was an edition of 110, and I guess the piece exists in performance. It's not published, this is it in published form, and the text is split between 110 sheets, so it was a kind of experiment in intimacy. I write to no one in the knowledge that you know. I write to you neighbourhood. Our messages build them into suburban normatives. The comma, the kiss chasing sighs, checking itself against its last coat of consistency. Strokes lyrical, flied butterflies lose not margin but judgment. And is this the cavernous us sky moan around the battery low? They fly quieter into the esophagus and the choke. We chase dislocations of your house. Swipe our change wish with wilting code, wrap wrapped around in random wings, divination of the folding current and the coming of the pedestrian. We are analog, feature, resolute. My gift to you was washing and wearing, and it's been put on, and you are stuck in my clothes. I form it, curve and stretch, had licked clean the line of costume separations. One removed the soft stuffing, and the infamy did nothing to push the seams nor negate the interwoven way of our play. Making is every day, padding, shoulders breached, embraced, and eyes bright of the reflecting adornments we will have to give back. The poet is not a piece away to report a momentary fill that scatters quick with strain in a line of a palm life. Yours was longer and less questioned, older than weathering mine. The gravel is loud and smothers our elasticity. I hear the hiss, the relief is also to not go there is not ordinarily abundant, but the paths come worn, and we still hack away. I cannot raise a look to worth intent upon of bringing the trip back around. Things get things, roots prolong, always to shrink under the doing, occupying cushions, cast off the concrete we cooked and curdled, lick the remaining sweetness of fat, swollen, connected doors are no longer days, the roots are other materials you have to plan for, crop and study the tools and the discipline. We were not patience nor generational, it is a returning and a stacking, any excuse for a crease in the label. We were washing with our cleft tongues, and they were not enough to structure the ways of us strayed together, and not as transparent, thick cliffs shouldering the crumble as airmail cocoon me hover, sealed in breathing. I said I cocoon, the lips reply, watched a surrender, lapping the blood, wound, pour, responses pulling apart a common lassitude, like dandelions and the legs of the 24th hour. Toward settling our duplicate, you mirror me, error and milk teeth drip, the lapped satisfaction in hot concurrency, beating angels with our backs till these hands are grasping the house down. The sky pegs, flutters battering the ability we have to reach it slow. The slates are the stacks we pull to up us above the day. Fracturing their bond, we drape our answers on the damp clouds and hang strings between roofs, and we caterpillar love. Only respiratory machines are intimate enough to surpass the bags. Only silvered silk can cast an option as large as it really is. Trailed shots and your arrows wait least, and I am insulating in a simple gesture. Indexes for our failing at space. The lines are crossed out beneath the placard. Simple gesture. Scrolling another entry as it looks around to the happening of nothing much, to the flattened jaw of the unhinged base, a modern loss. We are this whole that's soft and dragging the insertion of let's go, handles of hands on handles ascending and past the oldness of hair grown, 7 years of skins renewed through the rarest of interventional flight. Our body is bloated for us, for all we ought to be in expression of, next to the bed, over the floor, laden glands and notes, pathways to stutterers and sounding tied to song by twisting magpie threads. Everything is taken, needed, taken, available is everything, cut into, to touch, to get at, offered. Everything available is not the given, wanted. The extra is almost entirely fitted through the gap, the cut, we all in cut, the leakage to offer. My touch is almost entirely the comma, the kiss butterflied is almost entirely everything that This next piece was written just after the UK-British listserv collapsed, we could say. Lots of female writers wrote pieces around that time and sent them to each other. And this was mine. When the frame reveals the door, the frame reveals roughness in the shape of an open portal, a voyage to distillery, neck back. Slights of space in a hand where the cooled down drag of an outline was kicking with fists. The day the list fell was the ways laid out to say in order to begin. Right now it is necessary, now more so than ever, gone, ever sold, ever spurred, ever preened. Difficult isn't her difficulty, her heart heard, hearts flourish the day. When the frame reveals the door, it's customary to run. At hand I will take you, at hand I will take you to the court martial for sorting, for death. Down an aisle the day the mist left down, an aisle I danced on the back of a horse, then the horse danced a spin over, lonely to be always the whisper, never the projected scream. She took your before joining a circus, it is customary to scream. We did it. It wasn't hardly anything, but I felt it strong and thorny, shading out the tent, creep along, splinter, nape. We're on a witch hunt, askew and flush. I mean, joining the brigade. It is the wrong kind of topping for the colour of the dressed salad. I didn't dress for this. I dressed French dressing to cover the cost and look of the cyst, all edible. It is customary to run before seeking attention of the day the cyst withered, the day woke to a gasp of cool hung corporal, blotched with tea tree, chamomile, a touch of alder bark, if it was gathered, all edible. Fostering the spell, faking another liberating custom free, the ropes writing it over the break was the woman, witch, weapon to take you at hand. There are tasks in the circus for the hunt, so beckon your doors and bring ashore. Call up the door to hand, the ritual bait. Food now is in the finger paint, now melts, trickle down, cumbersome slats, silver of heights, hold not a writer to talk to spiders, light lamp, nor push the freight through. Need your answer phone, your no. Tendrils, spaghetti, tighten up, shrunk feathers, dusting the rush of a weekend climber, gone. But it isn't rock no more, it is the game of toffee, stuck one to put into everything, a line, lines, social-centered, historical, ladenful lines, chew your specs, a castle-shaped columns of keys, don't feed the space, families repeat, daughters you repeat, they become your repeat, resplendent. We rock to state your sound claim, crown to the growth of the way out the door, to where your voice sits, slow, steady, real land, dash, dash, real stake, heart, heart, dash and get gone with the armchair. To kin for in malaise and lash out to time with a stalk. There beside forums was the voice startling in sickly praise to sound doubt cast, doubt rack, the heart drains down time with an unspeakable attempt to be explaining, to be just so vocal. Wasn't there more left right beside there than an old world within a bag of work? Drained down flower arrangements we scratch about. An old world in a cupboard to keep it pretty, dust-free dreams of finding receipts that make recipes and bring food. Didn't you know I can soften almost anything to keep it in its place? Descendants of wives, we hatch your stuff, saw, keeping it palatable. I hunger, I sponge regurgitation to the mouth. Didn't you know I can clean almost everything to keep us fed? These next couple were written for the Edinburgh Vaults for a festival a couple of years ago. That room you got open, you see the light was what the shadow you thought you had figured. If you look up definitions and domino slot them, I will help you. I know some things, and I like the day. They are opening and closing containers, jars of the spine in its canopy, state looming, rusty, and to shock in the vent is movement in grids, locks, a presence heavy to contract a circle in space, fixed square for the column fit we allow. They are and they is in this support, oxidizing. Where a window is taken is an opportunity to see an opening of unity toward putting yourself at the glass. We hold the film taut and pretend our palms are the doors, just get a use enough. Bring a desk, a vase, a scenario for a chair. She would leave it, for she pushed through to crack the white of the light. How we see as two concentrations with one eye, then two contractions, try hard enough, just about in enough of an act that we knew we were sitting here just to stay in any taped up mind, the death stare now, bathing in refraction, uncolourable and bellowing against our molten hands, hold and burn our skin till in acid imprints the iris that bleaches blonde coils of all hair, the globe in a rustle, contracted, understood as neurologically together. When we wake, we were room adjust and promise and keep eating earth, love, so much fill, love, love no flesh, go grate the scales onto your phoenix fire, the corpse, we walk our parameters by centre steeped in concoctions. I was auburn in autumn, you were this weathered this year, shedding the dead from the pouch, Joey Gold. When it knew it was nothing, just limbs splayed on the floor, us caressing ground and green sparking moulds for companionship and warmth. But seeing that light where we was, we seen, and it's dizzy to single worth, skins of spilt milk still under dull cold by cuts of comb through, and fakery conscience as coupon free with some changes in consistency. Someone knew it, that infinity over us. And if it was tomorrow, or perhaps if I was tomorrow when we shed, we might froth for being spitting for the feel of the felt flames that used to taste the finger, the left dripping, the thought swelled to the breath, the numb, the out, the suspended, when they knew it already, when we stopped. The blank deafens over as no pen could shape. Here we'll rewire, don't worry, love, lowly love, love be soldered, loving solid in no time expanse, no turn on time, blood's out, taxing, lying tired, already digging into dust, glint white, pitted milk flows rising, glisten sour. Well, it was worn out anyway, the well cold by fuckery, it's in my temperament, don't you know? So let's blank page it, coned coupon, tear along the lines, dot all dots and the fiction-led don'ts. Get out of the house for a day, heave the fire off the turn steps far and a bit more, take off blind on folds and open to requests of rebirth, an urban shade of one humanity under sun. I'm going to finish on this, which was written for PEN International really recently. They asked a series of writers to sort of write in solidarity with some of their authors at the Writers at Risk programme there. And I was partnered up with a children's author called Nelson Aguilera from Paraguay. So yeah, this was sort of written through my conversations with him, by me, about him almost. So in 2013, Nelson Aguilera was sentenced to 30 months in prison for alleged plagiarism. Plagiarism not of paragraphs or sentences, but of the thematic device of time travel. This device, time travel, was also used on one occasion by Maria Eugenia Garay, who was sister to the Minister of the Supreme Court of Justice. So yeah. The ridiculous for the ridiculous, the suffocating for the suffocating. I was asked for an adjective for the sky. Illuminous, too much, the question took too much. I said it's that I just want to breathe only my own air. My own air, just for once only mine. On my own with my own ceiling, you keep repeating, I cannot take it, the trap, it's not wise to seal myself in, can't trap it to be mine. I want air to heave, got it owned, got it sprawling. I said it's that I just thought I could want to breathe only my own air, to be alone a while, my own air, just for once only mine with my air, on my own without all your sides, my own ceiling, a little safe. You keep repeating, you take it inside you. I cannot go there too, cannot take it, cannot travel the trap, it's not ever unused, wise to seal myself in breath now. I can't trap it to be suffocating. Mine, I want your tongue, lungs, air to heave, heavy cough, got it owned, got something to be mine. It sprawling off me alone. Thought I could to be alone a while with my air, without all your sighs, a little safe. You take it inside, you go there too, cannot travel ever. Unused breath now, I'm suffocating. Your tongue, lungs, heavy cough, something to be mine, off me alone. Thought I could be courageous if I spoke new, to be alone a while, being held up just by my stand with my air softer now, it's closer to their mouth, without all your sighs seem so stale, out past us, a little safe, knowing a soul cannot escape. You take it inside you, the vibrancy to quaking, tongues go there too, in stupidity that says whole, cannot travel, cannot trust, ever unused, something of mine to feel solid breath now. I'm sold on the issue of old soul, suffocating, patented, proper. I'll invoice your tongue, lungs, your quota, heavy cough. Dear, I love, I'll share something to be mine, take mine, I've been saving off me, alone inside this measure of time. Be courageous if I spoke new, being held up just by my stand, softer now, it's closer to their mouth, seems so stale, out past us, knowing a soul cannot escape, the vibrancy to quaking tongues in stupidity that says whole, cannot trust, something of mine to feel solid, sold on the issue of old soul, patented, proper. I'll invoice your quota, dear, I love, I'll share, take mine, I've been saving inside this measure of time. Be courageous if I spoke new, the deeds, I got the signatures, I filed the claim, being held up just by my stand. I tried for us, I breathed, I promise, I took it in softer now, it's closer to their mouth, down deeply, right safe to the base, damp, seems so stale, out past us, holes when it's there, hidden, stuck like moss to knowing a soul cannot escape. Diaphragms, each unique, compare yours to my shape, the vibrancy to quaking tongue, sizes apart, escaping self, strings along by 10 counts, in stupidity that says whole, in and out, parted lip, in and over, here to there, cannot trust. There used to be sustainable, something of mine to feel solid. How will I know when my chest has had enough? Sold on the issue of old soul, will I be advised? I need advice, I should sign, patented, proper. I'll invoice my name on each inhale, watermark it with the saliva in my throat, your quota, a cough to stamp upon it. Dear, I love, I'll share, keep yours as mine, mine as yours, because I love, take mine, I've been saving us. All over the room, inside this measure of time. It is my time, my fastening, my ventilation, the deeds. I got the signatures, I filed the claim. I tried for us, I breathed, I promised, I took it in, down, deeply, right safe to the base, damp holes. When it's there, hidden, stuck like moss to diaphragms, each unique, compare yours to my shape, sizes apart, escaping self, strings along by 10 counts, in and out, parted lip, in and over, here to there used to be sustainable. How will I know when my chest has had enough? Will I be advised? I need advice, I should sign my name on each inhale, watermark it with the saliva in my throat, a cough to stamp upon it, keep yours as mine, mine as yours, because I love us all over the room. It is my time, my fastening, my ventilation. We are too close now, two touching hands, how to keep our thoughts separate. My language, it bleeds out of your nostrils, spacious, so streaming, its way between the gap of our fingers, still apart for now, but how can we resist? I don't want to be alone when I breathe. This same will bridge this breath, we'll take it in to each other. You are my oxygenating other, whole meld us. Dear, don't back away. I always wanted to take on your features. Your bones get more blood than mine. I think that's the skin tone. Come, let's pool our resources. One body will surely be cheaper over time, but that's not why I suggest it. Just let's meld us. Dear, don't back away. We will become the perfect hydration. I love when we exhale out our joyful air. I'm speaking for myself at last. We are all so huge. I love breath all over the room, all over ours to take in, so huge, so lost of our edges, so monopolizing. We are all of the air. It carries me as us. We are all over this room, and so I am all of the room.